Out of darkness comes light. Out of darkness comes light. What's the deal, family? What's the deal? Today I'm going to talk about Tory Lanez a little bit and what he's going through, and then also the God, the greatest, the GOAT, the wonder, the eighth wonder of the world, Stevie, the magician, the mystic wonder. Ha! Can't make it up. Hey, happy birthday to the guy. And knowing that it's his birthday, there's no way I can get away with not playing his anthem. Here we go. Let's get it. I don't even know if I was supposed to stop that right there. Ah, that nigga right there be making you feel some type of way and shit. God damn. Hey, Stevie is that? Hey, we got a living God in our hands, baby. 75. Happy birthday to Stevie Wonder, man. Look, I can't even make it up. Like, you can hear the soul coming out of Stevie in anything he do. There's a few people like that. Gerald Levert was one. Stevie, Luther, Michael Jackson, of course. Mike had it, right? Prince had it. There's a few here, but Stevie's at the top of that top list. That nigga right there. And then it's just right that we pay homage to Stevie on his birthday because, we want to give people their flowers as they still alive. And essentially, you know what I'm saying? He's one of those beings that you just have to understand the special gift like he's blind, literally blind. You feel me? And even in that song, this nigga changed the world with that song. Nigga, what's that? What's the white bird? Niggas don't even sing that no more. Happy birthday to you. I remember that shit. Niggas ain't singing that. The black version, Stevie done dropped the black version. Happy birthday to. That's all we sing at our kids' birthday party now. We can't even sing the white version no more. Shit, that shit been dead and gone. What? Hell nah, boy. You singing the white version, that's like you wearing Skechers versus J's. Ha! What? That's like you playing board games versus spades and dominoes. You sitting at the house playing board games with your family. Nigga, pull out them spades. Let's play these dominoes, baby. You feel me? That's like you going hiking for fun and shit. And real niggas, we barbecue. We outside in the pit. What you talking about, boy? Stevie Wonder done made a classic, nigga. We got to pay homage to the God while he's still here. So I'm going to do just that. I'm going to tell y'all the story about Stevie Wonder and how he actually impacted my life, but then how he also came into spiritual gnosis. Spiritual gnosis, and gnosis is just knowledge of self or no self. And that no self is important to take you out of your human and understand that you're beyond the flesh. So I'm going to get into that. But first, I wanted to dive into this Tory Lanez thing because, oh boy, this nigga here is in a living mythology. And I just got to break it down. I was like, yeah, he's in something different. You feel me? And we got to break it down real quick for the family. Because when I seen him, the story of him getting stabbed 14 times, what came up. You already know the Osirian drama and just everything in that nature. But there's something deeper that's happening with Tory Lanez. And, we want to just understand it, especially with it being a full moon yesterday and him getting stabbed. And then in the weekend or in the days of Mother Days, it's this mother energy. You feel me? So I wanted to dive into him. And if y'all don't know, Tory Lanez was stabbed 14 times. 7 times in the back. This shit is crazy. They said 7 times in the back. They said 2 times on his side. I'm like, oh yeah, he gone. And this is the kicker. I can't even remember the rest, but they said 2 times in the head. What? They said both of his lungs collapsed. I said, oh my, what? That nigga should have been dead. What? Straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm just telling you what it is. That boy pulled a 50 cent on it, and that nigga nine lives, shot 9 times. This nigga stabbed 14 times. 7 times in the back. They was trying to ah. And it's interesting, with Tory Lanez, especially in some of his music, you can hear, and I found some songs, but I'm not gonna play it just for whatever reason. But some of the songs he's talking about, getting down in the jail, and like how he got to guard himself and watch his back. So some of this stuff he is speaking into existence, but some of this stuff might even be a setup for the God. You feel me? But everything, even if it is set up, is still divine in a grander scheme of things because there's a spiritual message behind it. And we got to understand that to the core. Like some of this stuff, it might happen systematically, like somebody acts like the damn draft yesterday, the NBA draft. Dallas got the number 1 pick. You know that shit, that shit was set up by design. But that's cool. Somebody, they trying to act like it's a lottery system. Dallas get the number 1 pick, but obviously the fucking blind man Stevie can see that. Nico trades away his precious Luka Doncic and destroys the team. So them owners was like, nah, nigga, we ain't having that. We'll do something else. You feel me? We didn't know this nigga was gonna pull that move like that. Right? Him being the GM. Sure enough, they get the number 1 pick. Just to, rebuild that thing. It happened with Cleveland when LeBron left. Cleveland got the number 1 pick. It was crazy. You feel me? And then they ended up getting Kyrie. So it's the same thing, even in the setup, though. What we got to understand is that there's a message that can still play out. You don't want to be like, oh, well, they set it up. So that's part of the game. That's part of this illusionary life that we're in. You feel me? Now, with Tory Lanez, if he did get set up to transition during yesterday and he made it out, that shit is deep. And that's just a big sign for us to understand to the core. Because him being in lockdown in the jail cell and him about to get killed with that full moon in Scorpio, and we talk about the darkness, the underworld with that Scorpion energy, right? We got to dive deep into the fold of understanding why that transpired the way it did, and him coming on top they're saying he in stable condition and able to talk and shit. So that was interesting. And they got stabbed 14 times. And in him getting stabbed 14 times, there was something that I had to go do some research on just to understand a little bit deeper of who he is. You feel me? And this says Tory Lanez, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, is a Canadian singer, rapper, songwriter, and record producer. He first gained recognition in 2013 for his mixtape conflict of My Soul, the 416 story. So, we heard about the Tory Lanez and his name being Daystar when him and Meg was going through the trial and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay, the guy got some kind of symbolic message for him to carry out just in his name, Daystar, right? So when we really look at Daystar is the idea of what you'll say like the sun, right? Or even going even deeper into the fold, Daystar, morning star, right? Morning star is what? Lucifer. Lucifer is what? The light bringer. So Lucifer, the light bringer, is essentially your Kundalini energy rising to the top. You feel me? And it's your Venus or your love energy. And that love energy is about the love for you. You feel me? So what Tory Lanez is battling inside of himself is something deeper than him being locked up. Even, let's say it was all a setup because they want to put Megan Thee Stallion as a big celebrity star or whatever, right? And he went to go in jail. He magnetized that opportunity to be in jail and sit his ass down. So everything that happens to you, I want you to put this onus on y'all too, is happening to you, even if the Illuminati is conspiring against you. You feel me? Because there's something inside of your energy that's saying, I'll need to attract attention to bring forth a certain level of discipline or whatever to my life. So we had to sit down. So one of the biggest aspects is just looking yourself in the mirror and understanding that to the core. You can't blame nobody for nothing in your life. I know how hard that is, a pill to swallow. But if you remove yourself from the blame game and understand that you're doing this to you, this illusionary reality will start to become more and more easier in your world. They call it the law of assumptions. Y'all know that law of assumption, when you assume the worst, or you assume a situation to go a certain way, right? And Tory Lanez, just be keeping it real with this little man syndrome that he got, he's assuming in his mind, and he's creating a reality that's getting him into trouble or getting into mayhem for himself. So the beautiful thing about him getting stabbed 14 times and him living is that he's about to go through a deeper alchemical transformation in that hospital bed. And that transformation is going to set him free. He already was trying to do it in that Peterson album. Like, he always been a singer / rapper, but now in the Peterson album, he's still expressing himself and just letting his soul speak, and his truth reigns supreme. You feel me? So one of the aspects of Daystar, Tory Lanez, that we got to understand to the core also is his dad, right? And his upbringing, Tory Lanez upbringing, right? So his dad, it says Tory Lanez's father, Sunstar. Ha! That nigga's name is Sunstar. You gotta be. That's some funny shit. Peterson is an author who wrote the book Destinies of the Black Race. Sunstar is also an ordained minister, missionary, and choreographer who has a large following on Instagram. Following his mother's death, Tory Lanez's mother's death, his father began working as an ordained minister and missionary, causing them both to move frequently throughout the United States. So Tory Lanez's mom, his mother transitioned at 11. And then it was just him and his dad. And his dad was in the church heavy. So they back at the movie Sinners again. And the Sammy and his dad. You feel me? Think about that energy again. But Tory did something else. When his mom transitioned, he rebelled against the whole system. Everything, right? Started getting in trouble, causing havoc with his dad, supposedly. And, he started rebelling against the world, if you will. Then it don't make it no easier if you're a short guy, too. Ha! That short man syndrome is real, nigga. All my short niggas I ever met, they always had a problem. Or they always assume the worst. Or assume somebody's picking on them. My partner went to jail because he was short. I believe it was because he was short, and he assumed that people was trying to rob his spot, but what we came to find out was the people that he tried to get retaliation on and went to jail for, got locked up with, wasn't even in town, nigga. But just based off of, in the hood, you got certain kind of energies in the streets where people just look at you and perceive you're a certain type of way just because of your stature. So, you know what I'm saying? You can imagine like shorter people, they got this uh little man syndrome that they got to keep on putting themselves into this bravado to make them, especially in the streets, to make them seem bigger than life. So they the ones that was always getting in the fights and shit. You feel me? They the ones that was always scoring and capping. It's something in their mind that had to tripwire them to be more tougher than what they actually are. And you know, and it could be a good thing and a bad thing because again, you can see it in celebrity culture now. Some of these short niggas is making it like a motherfucker. Look at Kai Cenat. Nigga short than a bitch. Look at all these short niggas. Kevin Hart, you feel me? They wheel themselves to the top essentially, just based off of, you know what I'm saying? They try to be seen. They trying to have a presence in this thing, right? So then they aggressively push themselves to the top because shit, they wasn't getting chosen at a young age. That's fucked up. You too short. God damn, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't make the basketball team. You feel me? Get walked by and shit. Get clowned on the shoe size they wear. They always got the J's because they wearing the kid J's. So, so you know that short thing is a real thing, dog. I'm telling you, and it is one of those things that I witnessed because I don't really have no. I never really even noticed it. I thought I was short amongst my partners with my basketball team or whatever because I was a point guard, 6'4". I'm seeing myself as short, you know what I'm saying? And these niggas taller, but I never really looked at color, height, and stuff like that as some kind of ailment or something. I just looked at the person for who they are and fucked with them in that specific place. But I just know and understood that all my short niggas always had some kind of temper, some kind of something that was egging at them. You feel me? Especially if we get going on a 3-man run. You bring your short nigga with you, and they ain't fucking with that little ass nigga. What? That shit ain't fucked up. God damn, let me stop playing with y'all. Cause I know y'all in here today. Some of y'all's 5'5" under. You see it in that Pop the Balloon show. Them girls always say, they hit his ass. They popping quick. Them nigga 5'5" and under come out, they like an orchestra in that bitch. You like, oh, that short thing is real, nigga. Like what? So looking at him, right, and understanding that Tory Lanez got stabbed 14 times, and we know 14 is the Osirian drama, right? And the Osirian drama is an ancient Egyptian myth in which Osiris, the god of the afterlife, is betrayed and murdered by his jealous brother Set, who dismembers Osiris into 14 pieces and scatters them across Egypt. His devoted wife, Aset, searches tirelessly and recovers all the pieces except that phallus, which was swallowed by a fish in the Nile. Using her magical abilities, Aset crafts a golden phallus, resurrects Osiris, and conceives their son Horus, who later avenges his father and restores divine order. Okay, so even just looking at that, right? This is all Tory Lanez is going through right now. You feel me? And there's a key cog in this thing, right? So if Tory Lanez, let's say he's Lucifer or Jesus because they're the same aspect or symbolic representation, right? The light bringer, same concept, right? Daystar, his name is Daystar, right? Then obviously he's a formation of Heru, and Heru is just the hero inside of you or the energy inside of you, right? So now all of a sudden, if Tory Lanez is going through this hero journey, right, and his dad is an aspect of a masculine energy very masculine at that, right? So much so that they keep on going out, traveling, doing preaching stuff, right, with the Christian word and things of that nature, right? Then he lost a big piece of his life, which is his mama. I said, mama magic, his intuition, his knowing, right? And it says, I said is the embodiment of those intuitive and instinctive faculties that lay deep within our psyche, governing our ability to care for and nurture others. People in whom this faculty is strongly developed are very protective, caring, and nurturing. These qualities amongst the Kemites and other Africans were most desirable in mothers and wives. So him losing his mom at 11, right, and rebelling against the world because he doesn't know that his mom is literally helping him. If he just closes his eyes and listens, then he would have the intuition to know, the wherewithal to not get out of that pool with Kylie Jenner. What's her name? Kylie. Yeah, her name's Kylie Jenner, and go fuck with Meg and them. You feel me? Just even common sense, being more player. Just say, all right, you knock these two down. I don't need no headache because they kind of drunk. They feel like they about to tell the truth. Let me stay my ass over here and chill. Cause I don't got no time for fights or whatever. You feel me? So, that mama piece is a big thing. And all of this happening on the eve of Mother's Day and him getting stabbed 14 times and him being Lucifer, the light bringer, is an important aspect in understanding what that phallus or that 14th piece that Aset couldn't find means. See, your phallus or the energy in the phallus is an important aspect of Kundalini energy, right? And if you're able to control your sexual urges, which Tory had a problem with in the sense of, trying to knock down the homie, that's a no. You can't knock down the friend too, my nigga, and then think it's all buddy and shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas just gotta control they dipstick. They gotta control they wood, because essentially that shit will fuck you up, and it always fucks up niggas. Majority, you can bet 90% of niggas is in jail because of pussy. For a fact, nigga. Either they defending some pussy, they getting played, the pussy played them, or they can't get none and they on some kind of rebellious shit. You feel me? Trying to look hard and shit in front of the pussy, in front of the females. Them niggas be the lamest too. Like, nigga, we try to be in the club chilling. The girls are in this bitch. What you doing? They be mad, trying to look tough. You can see it from a mile away. You like, damn, my guy, relax. Look around. The world is plentiful. We in this bitch, goddamn 8-to-1 ratio female to male. These niggas still want to be mad as shit. That's a front, nigga. Calm your bitch ass down. Goofy ass nigga. We in here trying to be playing shit. Y'all trying to look tough in front of the hoes. Them boys say, I used to hate them niggas. I used to be in the club like, what the fuck is going on? And they was just doing it for them. For a fact, they get a little drunk and they like, yeah, I'm the tough guy now. And then guess what? Oh, it's a short nigga. The little man syndrome again strikes. It's always a short nigga, us tall niggas in the back chilling. We doing our thing. We might be in the smoke room and shit chilling. Here go this short nigga just looking mad for no reason. He's like, oh shit, we gotta watch him. Hey, I can't make it up. I'm just telling you what it is. And then Tory Lanez, you know, he's being 30, he's 32 now, but he's about to turn 33. That's a real transformational period for him to understand, like, look, all right, bet. I need to step back, and instead of me leaning into this Tory Lanez figure, I need to become Daystar when I get out. And Daystar is going to change his whole trajectory and outlook of life, because instead of him trying to be little man, macho man syndrome, right? He can have a perspective or an awareness and assume that everything is working out for him. Even when he was out, you on top of the world, nigga. Stop assuming that somebody's out to get you and shit. That's what fucked him up. And oh no, they're gonna get me. Hey, I gotta watch them. They trying to get me. They trying to get me. You feel me? That law of assumption. And matter of fact, let me do that real quick, because that's an important aspect. We can go straight to Dr. Blind. Law of assumption, nigga. Law of assumption. You want to assume assumption. Wait, assumption. How you spell assumption? A-S. Okay. Law of assumption. Okay, boom, I got it. Assumptions. Ha! Quit playing with your boy. So if y'all don't know what law of assumption is, let me tell y'all first. Law of assumption, or assuming, is a problem that a lot of people have because the mind is so heavy in the negativity or the low vibrational stance of the world. You want to be in the space of assuming the best for you all the time. The problem is we've been trained to assume the worst in us. Caucasian people are trained to assume the best. So you have to really tripwire your mind, because you've been trained through your mama and them that, nah, you can't do that. Nope, don't go there. No, you can never get that. Oh, you crazy. You lucky to get a job. You feel me? Just assume the worst. That's how our mind was trained. So now, when you're becoming conscious, you got to put these things into application and start assuming the best. No matter how you trying to slice it in your head through these two eyes visions, right? You're gonna have to assume the best regardless. So let's bring it to a female. You approaching a female, whatever, right? The minute you assume that you're not gonna get her is the minute you lost her. You gotta know so you might as well not even approach. You might as well assume in your mind that you're gonna get her, and then oh happy day, here it comes. The problem is you're going into you're already putting in your mind that, oh, she out of my league. Damn, I can't do that. You feel me? I'll never be able to get that job. Oh man, they won't hire somebody like me. You know what I'm saying? That kind of notion is fucking you up. And it's a hard thing to swallow, because you know you're unconsciously moving throughout the day and assuming bad things happening to you. So when you become conscious, this is the real internal state. When you become conscious, you can see that voice in your head that's fucking you up. Just because the ego is trying to keep you safe and secure. So that's why it's important to meditate every day. So then you can start weakening that egoic voice and start going with your Heru voice. You feel me? So you can start consciously, habitually asserting your right to assume the best. And that's a hard pill to swallow for some niggas, because again, they've been trained to believe in these two eyes so heavy that they can't get out of their own way. But if you know what this world is about, this world is about the invisible, and magic is happening. So even in Tory Lanez's case, right, him losing his mama at 11 and him starting to assume everything is going to be bad for him, right, puts him in a place of limbo and flux, because essentially he lost his magic. He lost his mama magic. And I was just talking about this with the Patreon. I said, damn, how many people, because we was talking about this before Mother's Day, I was like, how many people don't really know their mom? You feel me? That's kind of deep. That's kind of, like, wow, okay. That's interesting. Assumptions. Working frames that mark off artificial boundaries or limits defining the world in which and through which we live, relate, work, and play. The grid of our collective assumption from the view to reality. What's possible, not we live, relate, work, and play. It says, okay, wait, I missed that. It says the grid of our collective assumptions from the view to reality. What's possible, not what's actually possible, but what is perceived as possible. As the limits reflect not reality, but our way of looking at reality, our truths, our working models. Okay, so our truths are working models. Stay with me here. So your truth is your truth. So you are believing in a truth that somebody else gave you. Your working model is a subconscious program. Let's get into the subconscious thing of this thing, right? Which is Osiris. The subconscious program that's keeping you in a state of flux and angst based off of that working model has been with you forever. So in order to completely eradicate that working model, you have to go into the deeper recesses of your being, right? And what Panic used to always say, symbols, repetition, and trauma is how you impact the subconscious mind. So now that we see Tory Lanez go through this trauma experience, getting stabbed 14 times, he will come out a whole different being based off of him going through such a traumatic experience and now having a new reflection on life, a new walk on life. You might hear him and look or watch what I tell you. You're going to hear him apologizing to Meg Thee Stallion. He might be coming out, doing more humanitarian stuff. You might hear him be in a different space and a different kind of energy instead of that they're doing this to me, this rah-rah shit. You feel me? He's going to be in a more humbly loving, peaceful place when he comes out, regardless of how much y'all want to believe him not to. It's just in the mythology. You feel me? Like him turning 33, him being Lucifer, the light bringer. I'm pretty sure his energy then transferred up. To get stabbed 14 times is not a coincidence, and it's a big symbol in that thing. It says, we must first identify our assumptions that are hidden, unconscious, in the transparency of living. Then we must confront the reality that the balance of our thinking is resting on and immersed in these assumptions. Okay? So now you have to confront why you're feeling the way you're assuming the way of negativity. It might be, the news that programmed you with it. You feel me? It might be your mama. It might be these conspiracy ass niggas and shit. You see, y'all believing in the conspiracy so much that y'all fucking yourself up. And the whole thing about the conspiracy is it doesn't have nothing to do with nothing. It doesn't have anything to do with you. So now you telling me Michelle Obama has something to do with you? Let's just really think. You got to take yourself out of thinking about everybody else. That shit is trash. That shit does not matter. And you got to start infusing all your energy back to you. Need to be talking about conspiracy theories for until they 70 years old and still ain't built into freedom to get out. You feel me? That shit don't got nothing to do with nothing outside of you. And these people are trying to do this to you. Because you got to think about it like this, right? The more attention you give to that, the more you're going to keep on placing that notion in your mind that, oh, they're out to get me. So now your boss is out to get you. Now your brother is out to get you. Now all of a sudden your wife is out to get you. Now you having conflicting thoughts in your head like your wife is doing something to you or cheating on you because you losing your whole marbles based off of they're out to get me. They're out to get me. Ha! You looking hey, hey, I'm just telling y'all what it is. That shit is not helping you. And remember, this is about you, your own universe, and you taking yourself out of this particular world. See, and it should be crazy because, you know, people always like to base it on what they see with these two eyes. Whenever the way you're going to become free from like society and pressures is by you literally taking yourself out of the world. So you got to take yourself out of all the glamour and all the stuff that you believe is important. The celebrity worshiping, all of that stuff. The gossip. Because again, entrepreneurs know that you got one drive focus that has to move into a space of focusing on you, your craft, your ability to speak if that's what you need to do. You feel me? Your ability to think creatively, your ability to be the person that you're destined to be and live in that truth. So the more you give into this conspiracy theory mumbo jumbo, that's when you keep on falling short of your true divine self. And speaking of the ultimate God, the Stevie, the secret life of plants, the God, the one, right? So Stevie is an important aspect in my spiritual journey because I'm telling y'all straight up right now what to do. This ritual will work if you do it. Trust me, nigga. He put a code out for the family, and this code works. So Bobby talked about Stevie Wonder a while back in a cave. He going into a cave, this marvelous cave somewhere. I can't remember where it was at. Anyway, the cave was dark. And it was like this grave, majestic cave. People really didn't go in it, or people went in it, but they felt magic happen or mystical things happen. So anyway, Stevie Wonder went into the cave. Boom. And they said he could see. And him going in that cave, he was able to see. And he was getting so many channels and downloads and information that he came out and made the Secret Life of Plants album. Sure enough, if you listen to that album, if you meditate to that album, that shit is absolutely gold. But the best album ever made, ever, has to be, because it's changing the molecular structure in your DNA in your body. So Stevie came out with music that actually transforms you into becoming a greater version of yourself. And the secret life of plants is just a metaphor for you growing and sprouting into the supreme plant that you're supposed to be. And remember that plant life is an intelligence in itself. So even speaking to plants, eating plants, just being in nature itself is an intelligence, right? So he came out with this marvelous fire album, The Secret Life of Plants. Y'all go, everybody should have it by now. and he literally transformed your body into gold. So much so, I was listening to this album when I did my 30-day fast. Just listen to this over and over and over again, and literally transforming myself in my meditations and stuff like that. You feel me? And really understanding how deep the rabbit hole goes when we talk about sound therapy, healing therapy. You feel me? This is an album you want to listen to. Trust me. If you need to get out of your job or get into a different lifestyle or become somebody new, right? Listen to this album. I used to listen to this album so much that it would, and I could feel the transformation happening inside of me, that it was taking me into deeper places in the astral realms. And them deeper places were just aspects of me in this third dimension that I had to deal with. So this is one of those that you want to listen to. The Secret Life of Plants by Stevie Wonder. You feel me? And even in the aspect of Tory Lanez, you know what I'm saying? Stevie Wonder going into that darkness. Tory Lanez is in a dark time right now. But essentially, he will come out with the light information that he needs to transform his being into a new. It's just up to him to understand how monumental this experience of him getting stabbed 14 times is. And, you know, spiritual beings like us, once I seen 14, I said, oh, yep, he went through. That's the same thing that happened. Set, cut up Osiris 14 times. Set was only confined to phallus. She found the phallus and they made Heru. And making Heru, essentially, he became the savior of the world. So, but it's the savior of your world. So that's the same thing about you. You're becoming the savior of your world. And you just got to understand that you are the savior of your world. Let me keep on reading this laws of assumptions so we can get it deep, deep, deep. Okay, look, watch this. When we question our assumptions, we creatively engage and change the world. So start assuming the best, stop assuming the worst. Question your assumptions. You creatively engage and change the world. Changing, evolving, and rearranging our assumptions creatively reframes the views and changes the game too. Okay, I'm going to read that again for the people in the back. Changing, evolving, and rearranging our assumptions creatively reframes the view and changes the game too. So instead of you in your mind saying, oh, I'm never going to have enough money, whatever, you know, people say, I don't even know how to even say it no more. That's how far gone I am. To say you're saying, I'm not good enough. You remember in the Inside Out, I'm not good enough. she kept saying that in her subconscious program. I'm not good enough. I was like, damn, I don't even want to hear that shit. I'm not good enough. And so that's a spell in itself. You feel me? So you want to assume that you are good enough, that you are ready. A lot of times people are getting ready for what? There's never going to be a perfect moment. The only moment you have is now. So if you're not putting yourself in position to claim that you are it now, then it's never going to matter in 5 years when you believe you're ready. You got to sit in that bitch right now and assume that you're great. Assume that you're worthy. Assume that you're ready. And in that assumption, you're going to change your world. So I want everybody to go get this album, Secret Life of Plants, Stevie Wonder. Happy birthday to the God again. And jam it, listen to it, and trust me, it will take over your body. You put some headphones on and listen to this music, it's going to take over your being. And essentially in that takeover is going to change and transform things inside of you that's needs to come out and clear out in a sense. You feel me? This is a meditation album. Y'all know Andre 3000, he did that meditation flute album. This is the first one of its kind for melanated people. And this hoe will literally change your life. I tell people I was telling people this back in the day, like, this is the album right here, Stevie Wonder's Journey Through the Secret Life of Plants. It's a whole meditation album. This is when he became spiritual. Started getting the metaphysics and everything. You feel me? He started really tapping into the energy instead of this Christian motif thing. See, Stevie Wonder was a child prodigy as well, too. So speaking enough, he was a kid that was signed to Motown at 11. And he was blind the whole time. So he was in the dark, not knowing that people were feeding him bad information. But once he got into the real deeper recesses of his mind, he started making songs talking about going back to Saturn, talking about love, energy, you feel me? Talking about a whole bunch of mystical shit. See, when he was 17, 18, they was fucking up his mind with that Christian shit. But then he came out anew and started really going ham for himself. So that's the same thing with Tory Lanez, right? He stuck in this so masculine bravado energy with him and his dad at the forefront. Y'all seen his dad arguing, remember? His dad was going ham at the, and you too, Jay-Z. This nigga was blaming the rap labels, everything, right? Instead of sitting back, if he was really a man of God, sitting back and understanding that, hey, the blame is on you. Not him, but his son. And until Tory Lanez come back and changes his energy into Daystar, the Lucifer, the light bringer, then he's never gonna be able to move out of his situation or out of his own way. Blame yourself. Blame yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and understand that if you can find the courage, the heru, the strength to blame you for everything, no matter how you believe so much that this person is doing this to you. If you can find the courage to say, nope, that's on me, it's on me, right? And start moving in that lane, then essentially everything will start working out for you, because you're going to start assuming your greatest greatness and your potential will start to rise. And you're looking for people to blame, you're going to keep on being stuck short. His dad is short too. Ha! Tyus, how you know this man's dad is short too? God damn. Chaos in the blood, baby. Yeah, give me some questions. Give me some questions before I get out of here, man. Give me some questions before I get out of here. Lucifer, the light bringer. And matter of fact, Luciferian. I got another book on Lucifer, but this Luciferian witchcraft might have something in it. I got this whole highlighted as well. Okay, let me see. Modern magician and sorcerer must be willing to focus on the beneficial and useful aspects of Sethian magic within a now type of context. Why did I highlight that? Okay, let's see if they got something deeper on Lucifer, the light bringer. I would assume it to be at the beginning, but maybe I am mistaken. The Egyptian goddess of darkness, Persian devil and the horror of darkness. Damn, this book right here will take you out. It must be considered that darkness cannot be considered complete ignorance, that it is where the rebellious journey into. Okay, here we go. Let me read this. It says, it must be considered that darkness cannot be considered complete ignorance, that it is where the rebellious journey into. It is the forbidden and unknown. One must have a mind and individual consciousness to break from the natural order. Thus, darkness presents a gift of individuality. Hello. It allows the fire within them is seen. That's deep. Okay, so now, okay, y'all the broth, who is known as Lucifer, could speak unto them that they may hear him, and the blackened fire within could be sparked within them as well, as written in Apocrypha of John. Huh. How we see that Lucifer first awoke the other angels, that they saw not only his brilliance, but that fire within them was awakened. He called himself a god that which recognized its self-divinity and his power to create. Lucifer, baby. So understand, all of these energies are just concepts. There's nothing outside of you. There's nothing in the sky, right? So all of these energies, all these gods and names are symbols for understanding energies inside of yourself. So now, whenever we're talking about us, Lucifer, we're talking about the light bringer, but we're talking about essentially the one, Neo, the one, or the fiery one, which is you being on your hero journey, which is again Heru again. You feel me? Which is you being in love with your passions. You feel me? So a lot of times we're trying to figure out this human thing, but the only thing we got to figure out is what we're passionate about and follow that. Because that's essentially the light bringer inside of you, the love, the Venus morning star, right? Inside of you, that's making you feel good. And feeling good is what we ultimately need to stay in. So if you can follow your passion, right? Remember, they tried to do the tripwire thing and say, they showed it in the Sinners movie with the passion, like Sammy loved playing the guitar, right? And the Coco, same thing. He loved playing the guitar. That was his passion, but they made it look like it's an evil thing. You feel me? Especially in Coco's case, mom was like, nah, that's devil worship, and in Sinners shit. So now you got to understand that when you follow that passion, good things will happen. But we got so squandered with the world of illusions that we believe everybody has to be super big mega stars or whatever to make it. You feel me? Instead of just assuming the best and living your life in a place of peace and joyous moments for you, nobody else. This is about for you. So let's say you're a singer, and people that sing, they might have aspirations for being a big celebrity superstar or whatever. So do you want to be a big celebrity superstar, or do you just love singing? That's the question you got to ask yourself. You got to get out of the glamour and say, I just love singing. So now all of a sudden, if you just love singing, that's something you're passionate about, right? Then you make your music and do you, and let the people that hear it. You feel me? Who knows? You could be a singer and they could book you for the local joint in Houston where you do 2 shows a week, and then you have a livelihood off of that. You feel me? But now all of a sudden you don't want to do that because you're trying to be a big time singer or whatever. You feel me? You have to literally take yourself out of this commercialized glamour shit, the TV worshiping, celebrity worshiping thing, and understand that you might have the impact in a small proximity, and that's okay. You are going to die, And in you dying, it's just about you understanding that these moments to moments doesn't mean you got to carry out some kind of big grand legacy and shit. Y'all fucking yourself up with that. I gotta have 1 million subscribers and whatever the fuck. You feel me? Or I need everybody to see me. Nah, maybe your spirit was meant for you to have a small amount of people see you, because if a large amount of people seeing you, your ass would have went chaotic and been in a halfway house, bouncing off the walls and shit. Chaos in the blood, baby. So yeah, family. Just want to encourage y'all again. Hey, tap into the notion and the deep understanding of self. And again, happy birthday to the great, to the one and only Stevie Wonder. Y'all know what it is, family. Peace to the gods.